Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say boys and girls. My name is AbWoN, and this is Before You Watch, spoiler-free TV show and movie reviews. Before I jump into this one, first thing I want to say is thank you to everybody that watched my Batman vs. Superman review. We did it! We hit 2,100 views in about 5 days, 6 days, with no real promotion other than word of mouth and a simple Facebook post. So thank you to the power of social media. I'm looking for 5,000 for my Captain America one. That'll be out around May 5th or 6th, I forget. And I know I can do it. So without further ado, let's jump into this one. The Jungle Book. Now, aside from the artists of Disney being perverted, well, back in the day, and as many issues as Walt Disney had, and you all know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to Google it. Hint, hint, he was racist, amongst other things. But anyway, aside from all of that, I will say one thing. They know how to put together some movie trailers, because some of these Disney movies, I'm talking about back then and now to the current ones, I'll watch these trailers and I'll say to myself, wow, this looks like the best film in cinematic history. And The Jungle Book is one of them. I watched the trailer. My jaw dropped the first time I saw it. I said, oh my God, I got to see this movie. I never saw the original, so I'm not going to compare it. I didn't know what I was getting into. I was flying blind. All I knew was some kid was living with animals or whatever. Some foolishness. So I said, okay, I like kids' movies. Let's see what we got. Now, if you or your child loves animals, you guys watch Discovery Channel, you watch Animal History Channel. Is that a real channel? Anyway, if you just love animals, you're going to love this movie. There were a lot of animals in this movie. I thought I saw a hedgehog. I saw something that looked like a parakeet with bat wings and like a crocodile tail. It could have been a dragon for all I knew. I don't know. I thought it was something from Jurassic Park. I had no idea what species that was. It's probably extinct at this point. Who knows? But yeah, you're going to love this movie if you love animals. The CGI is on point. The way the animals, their mouth moves, the way they move, the way they interact with Mowgli is his name? The boy, the human. The way they interact with him, everything was seamless. It looked good. It looked organic. But the boy, the human, oh my gosh, he was an absolute mess. I didn't understand what he was saying half the time. He was so annoying. He sounded like he was talking with marbles in his mouth half the time. The scenes with him on the screen, quiet, were the best scenes. The second he starts talking, I'm like, oh gosh, here we go again. Speaking of him speaking, how did that boy learn to speak English? Because they talk about his backstory, and it has nothing to do with him learning how to speak. So, and I think he's maybe 12 years old in the movie. Who taught this boy how to speak English? Who taught him how to speak, period? I know that Armadillo didn't teach you that. I know Bubbaloo the bear didn't teach you that. So, I don't know. Unless maybe he's an animal whisperer, and the writers of the original script knew he was talking wilderness, but for subtitle purposes, they made him speak English because they knew we didn't talk wilderness. Okay, Disney, I see you. I see you. Also, about the boy, they could have done something a little bit better to his wardrobe. Like, come on, who was the stylist? When he's a toddler in his origin scene, he's got red pants on. Then he grows up, he's like 12 maybe, and he still got on the same red pants, but now they're like tidy whities. So, but they're red, so they're like tidy reddies. I don't get it. You know what I mean? You could have given this guy, I guess they didn't want to give him a loincloth because that would be too Tarzan-ish. But this movie is reminiscent of The Lion King in so many ways anyway. It's just like, come on, if you're going to rip off one movie, you might as well rip off another one. But children are going to be completely engaged in this film. The story is basic. It's a kid's film. You know, the opening scene is an action scene. They're going to be completely engaged. They're not going to be running up and down the aisle throwing raisinets at you the whole time. You know, from an adult's point of view, you're going to enjoy the movie. I didn't like the fact that there were some musical scenes, and I'm not spoiling anything for you because I think they're in the original as well. But there are some musical scenes, some sing-along scenes. I don't like musicals, period. So when that happened, I was just like, oh, time to go to the bathroom. But I mean, I think there's only like 2 scenes. But other than that, there's some good action scenes. Nothing really crazy, but some scenes will frighten the children a little bit. But it would be like a good frighten, not like Coraline or Tim Burton type of frighten. Like, they're not going to be needing to sleep in your bed for the next 3 days if that's what you want to know. So, but I think the children will like it. Adults, though, it's not on the same level as Big Hero 6 or How to Train Your Dragon, but it is better than like Ice Age, Madagascar, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, like all of those garbage kids films. It's better than all of those. Between this and Zootopia, I would choose this. Zootopia is good. It's funny, but I feel like a lot of the jokes are adult themed. Children are just sitting there like, huh? I feel like this is better as a family film. It's only 90 minutes or 95 minutes around there. So, as an adult, you don't have to dedicate your entire day to watching this film, like if you went to go see Lord of the Rings or something. And it's just long enough for the kids to be able to watch it and not become restless towards the end. So, for a children's movie, if a child's watching it, I give it a 7.4. As an adult watching it, I give it a 6. But don't ask my colleagues that, because a lot of them hated it, and they said it was still better than Batman. So, DC just can't catch a break. But anyway, I got another review coming in a few days for Barbershop 3, The Final Cut. Get it? Because it's a barbershop, so The Final Cut. Y'all slow out here. And so, yeah, and, if you're not watching this video on my channel, like if you're listening via podcast, because I do that, y'all, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel. Go to YouTube, type in AbWoN in the search bar, AbWoN, AbWoN, or AbWoN over everything. There are a few imposters, but for the most part, you'll see me and the rest of my videos up there. I got a few new YouTube series coming out, but for now, the video reviews will be maybe once a week or once every other week, depending on what's coming out. But check the movie out. Let me know what you thought. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. We can chit-chat. Know what I mean? And adios, amigos.